Hey guys, it's snowing today. That's not a big deal in many parts of the world, but it is here because I live in the South, and I don't believe that it snowed in probably over 15 years. Maybe I don't know. It was kind of like a premonition to me because last night I had a dream about being back home, which is Connecticut. And then this morning, I open up the curtain and it's snowing. If you see me blinking, it's like the snow's not stopped. The snow stopped, but now it's like oh, rain and kind of slush coming out into the air. But anyway, I'm going to take these little fingerless gloves off because it's actually freezing. And everyone in my family thought I was crazy. They're like, "What are you going outside?" I said, "I am doing a video today in the snow." And they're like, "Mom, you're crazy. Only you would do a video out in the snow." I'm putting my big, ugly mittens on now, which reminds me of when I was younger and I hated wearing mittens and hats. And my dad would tell me, "Did you put your hat and your mittens on before you went to school?" And then, I would put it on. And then as soon as I saw him not looking, I would kind of like slide it down. Then he would catch me and tell me again. And then finally he would get really tired of me and say, "Do you want to be warm or do you want to be cute?" And, the obvious answer was, "I want to be cute." I've grown up a little bit since then. Not much, though. I think I want to do both. Can I be both? Can I be cute and warm at the same time? I don't know. Back then, which was decades ago, you had to really make a choice. Hypothermia or cuteness, Anyway, when I woke up and I saw the snow, I was happy for a second. And then I remembered the fires that were also going on in California. And a thought came to my mind. It was, I said, "What the hell is all this going on between fire and ice?" And when I thought fire and ice, I remembered the poem from Robert Frost. He wrote a poem called Fire and Ice years ago. And then I thought about the fire I was in when I was a little girl, which was when I was 6 years old. And I felt bad for the people that lost their homes, although there's a lot of pushback. I don't want to get into it. When I was younger, I lost the home I lived in. It was an apartment that my mom lived in with, she was a single mom at the time, and my two older brothers lived there. One who has passed since then, and then myself. And the apartment burned down. The boyfriend that my mom had burned our apartment down. It was a domestic violence type of issue going on. So many things happened after that. But I remember going into foster care that night, and then after that, like, my whole life kind of spiraling out of control because my mom lost everything and she preferred to be addicted to alcohol. And not really, that was her way of coping from losing everything. And then after that, it wasn't just things that were lost. It was her willpower, her drive to try to get my brothers out of the boys' home they were in, and me, the various foster homes that I had to go to. Anyway, without getting too much into that, whenever I hear that people have been in a fire and they've lost their homes and their houses and their belongings, for me, it doesn't really matter how much money they earn. I don't care if they're the poorest of the poor or the wealthiest of the wealthiest. It makes me feel bad because hopefully, if we're all human, we all feel that loss and the pain that comes with having to start over again. So, I wanted to read this poem by Robert Frost. I got out of this book. I love Robert Frost. This book is called Robert Frost Selected Poems. He has many poems in this book. I cannot pick out my favorite poem, but this is one that came to mind. It's called Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to know that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. That's a short one. I think you all know what it means. I had to analyze why I thought of that first thing in the morning, besides the obvious fire and snow, fire and ice. And I think it was because I felt like all the stuff that's going on with the weather, with the snow and the different regions that don't usually get the snow, and the wildfires, and the no water to put the fires out, and the people that have sympathy and the people that have selective sympathy, and the media, the inundation of the media. It made me think of that poem. And it made me think about how often we have selective, it made me think of how we see the obvious. We as people, we see the obvious, but we don't quite see sometimes what's under the ash, what's under the snow. We kind of have knee-jerk reactions to everything. We have feelings about our own suffering and not the suffering of other people. Who is it that really loses in situations that we go through, and what is it that really destroys us? It's kind of interesting because in the media there was a lot of action on Nancy Pelosi's coming out of her, I guess, her rehab for her hips, right at the moment where people are fighting for health insurance claims to be approved. And then we had Hillary Clinton winning the Medal of Freedom. I think there are some people that could argue about whether that's a real medal or if that's a consolation prize. Then we have Trump's non-punishment recently today for the crimes he's committed. And then we have the pardon for Hunter for the crimes that we don't know about. We have these fires. We have this snow in obscure places. We have so much going on. And then it's all put in a nice little order of succession by the media. And we're told who we should feel sorry for and who we shouldn't. Although we're all human, hopefully. I have my questions. I have my doubts about the people I just mentioned, though. You know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the birds. You know, when they lose their homes, um, their their homes are gone, and rarely are they built up, and rarely do they get a check. Um, and most importantly, nobody ever puts it in the media. Wouldn't it be nice if we all cared about each other? So when someone in North Carolina loses their home, it's no different than when someone in Hawaii loses their home, or when somebody in a higher income zip code loses their home. It's no different. Mm. Everybody wants to play the blame game. But according to Robert Frost's poem, whether you choose fire or ice, they both have the capacity to destroy. It's just interesting. Anyway, it's cold out here. I gotta go.